Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me is Bess Freedman, CEO of Brown Harris Stevens, a trusted real estate leader since 1873, to discuss the real estate recovery and interest rates. Bess, it's great to see you as always. Welcome back to Trade Talks.
Thank you, Jill. So nice to see you.
And same here. And why do you remain optimistic about the strength of the housing market?
Well, I think we've seen an incredible comeback, for example, in New York City. We're seeing incredible numbers of contracts being signed. And look, we're just coming out of this pandemic. The vaccine rollout is, getting more fluid, and people do need housing. And so now they were in the pandemic. I think people reassessed their space a bit. Some people left, some people came back. And we're seeing the housing market in various regions do very well. So I am optimistic, but I am also realistic, and I know it's going to take time.
Top of mind and what's been impacting the markets overall are interest rates. How much could rates rise this year as mortgage rates breached that 3% mark just this past Friday?
I do expect that rates will probably tick up a little bit, but again, historically, rates are still so low that it's a great opportunity. People are actually first-time home buyers are saying, you know what, it's a great time. I don't want to rent, I want to buy because rates are still so low. And we're seeing a lot of that in Miami and even in New York City.
So, Bess, in a digital world, how do brokers incorporate platforms like Zillow into their business and advise clients? Because as someone who's a first-time home buyer, I'm closing in April, looked at Zillow a bit, and I can't imagine going through this process without my broker, Gavin. He 1000% makes the difference. I've leveraged his network to build my team between the attorney and understanding the local market and the inspectors and so forth. So I would imagine that the human element is just as important as having the ability to look at different listings online.
I love that you said that about Gavin. And look, we need technology intelligence, Zillow, aggregators, platforms, whatever. But we need, real estate is an emotional commodity. You need a person to walk you through it. You need somebody that you trust. You trust Gavin, right? You rely on him. The information he's giving you is important. And remember, data is not knowledge, so you need somebody who can assess and tell you and give you info about comparables. And so you need all of it. You can't just have one without the other, because also Gavin needs to know what the comparables are. And so you need to find properties and that sort of thing. But it's very much a human experience. And it's so nice that you're saying that, because I think companies like Zillow think that they can take over and remove the agent. And I don't see that happening, at least not in certain real estate markets where it's nuanced, like in New York City, or, it's just not going to happen.
Right. I would agree with you 100% there. Why is the COVID-19 vaccine rollout one of the greatest factors that will continue to impact housing? And this could be a double-edged sword. Outside of the cities, they did very well as a result of the pandemic. Do you expect that trend to reverse and pull demand back to the cities?
I think you're going to have a little bit. I think you're going to have some people. There are already some people that have come back from Connecticut, from Palm Beach and that sort of a thing. And we're seeing the demand in New York City pick up incredibly. So that's been good. I think people will still, they want to have second homes, the people that can afford it. So you'll see some of that, but it's going to be mixed. It's not going to be all of, everybody coming back to New York. And because New York has other headwinds that we're facing in the political arena that I've spoken about. We have a mayor's race, we have city council races, we have a controller's race. And so we have to make sure that taxes and safety are taken into account here so New York City stays strong.
That's why they say the city never sleeps. There's always something going on. Bess, it's great to see you as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq.
Thank you, Jill.